I know because we're friends that you were Catholic and you changed over to Protestant. Quick overview of kind of why.
Okay. For me, when I went to college, I lived in a dorm at the beginning of college, and we had a Bible study, which I was excited about. And what hit me was at the very first Bible study, the resident advisor, who was kind of the like in charge of the dorm. We started the Bible study, and he would say, for example, turn to Luke 8, and it felt like everybody knew where Luke 8 was, and I had no idea where Luke 8 was. I mean, I would start with my thumb on the front left in Genesis and just flip until I could, hopefully my eyes would catch Luke. And the more that went on, the more that bothered me. Why did everybody else know so much more about the Bible, and why did I know so little? So I knew, growing up in the Catholic Church, in the missalette, we'd read an Old Testament verse and a New Testament verse every week in service. And I knew that, so I knew we had some foundation, but I never read the Bible at night. I'm not saying other Catholics didn't, but I didn't. And then the more I got into that, it just bothered me that I didn't know the Bible. If my religion and my faith is founded on the Bible, why do I not know the Bible? Why do I only know man's interpretation and different men's interpretations? And then from there, as you fast forward a little bit, and I started reading the Bible more, one of the things that I would reflect on is when I would go to confession with a priest. And when I would walk out of confession with a priest, I felt just this purity, this cleanliness, I have no sins on my record right now, like I'm perfectly good. And of course, by the time I made it to the car, I'd had some sinful thought or, something already. It's like, oh, I lost it. But more important than that, I remember as a kid, literally probably 5, 6 years old, I remember this image of God having a notebook. And every time I did something wrong, God putting a check mark in that notebook. And just thinking I had to die with space left in that checkbook to go to heaven. And that might not be a Catholic thing necessarily, it's just part of my background. And what's funny is I remember as I got older, probably about 8 or 9, I remember thinking, maybe it's a 3-subject notebook and not just a single subject notebook. Like, maybe it's got this really thick one. But anyway, I remember with the confession and just that purity, it became a game with me. I remember even as late as high school thinking, how long can I go with that truly pure feeling of having nothing on my record? And then fast forward again back to college and being in the Word and the Bible, just having an appreciation, understanding of I don't have to go to confession with a priest for that, but I can have that on my own at any time with the Lord, with just a sincere confession, sincere prayer directly to the Lord. And that combination of wanting to know the Bible more and being in the Word more, and an understanding of wanting to have more of a personal relationship directly with Jesus, directly with the Holy Spirit. Not that having somebody else pray for me is a bad thing. Heck, I ask for it more now than I ever did. But just knowing I don't necessarily need that to have that true, pure, and holy feeling.
Nice.